Alright, we're gonna do a little garden update. Wanna stop? Always looking for the chipmunks. She can get them cornered under the old awning, but she can never catch them. Cucumbers are slowly vining around. I have another one in the back garden that's a little farther along. And these tomatoes, which were started by the farm where we got our CSA, have been producing so many tomatoes and none of them are ripening. So I don't know if we're not getting enough sun here or what. My little basil starts are starting to produce where I just harvested the first basil this morning. I did not harvest my dill. Dill always goes to seed before I can even like barely notice that it's up. And then I got baby parsleys back here, which I can start picking soon. The one in the back garden was a volunteer from last year. Actually, I think it just overwintered somehow. And I harvested it earlier this summer, but it's also gone to seed. My pepper starts slowly but surely, and then the pepper plants that I got from the farm are, yay, blossoming, so I can't wait to get some fresh peppers. And the marigolds also from the farm have been doing great. And I'm also excited that purslane is coming up all over. It's typically known as a weed. This one is not purslane, this is a weed. But purslane's healthy, comparable to spinach in flavor. I don't know, I think it tastes better than spinach. But that's what some guy on YouTube said. He's like, it tastes like spinach and it's just as good for you and you can cook it. I just like eating purslane raw. I think it tastes fresh. You can tell it kind of looks like a succulent, and to me it's nice and juicy. I don't like raw spinach, but purslane is awesome. I'm like my mother. When I'm hanging out near the garden bed, I can't help but just like reach down and start pulling weeds. And the other basils, which did come from the farm, holy basil, Tulsi. I've been loving this as fresh tea. Also just the smell of it. I'm gonna pull a leaf. It smells so good. And Thai basil, which we've cooked with a little bit. It's hard to keep up with the basils before they seed, unless you have a big project like pesto or something, but then you kind of need a lot of plants at once. So I don't know. I feel like gardening, basil is like all or nothing. Or you just don't use it all, which I'm coming to peace with. I don't use everything in my garden, and that's okay too. Yeah, so lots of purslane I've been letting grow in here, and the clover, because I don't really weed clover unless it starts shading something that I don't want or crowding. Like here, I'm going to pull it around the oregano because the oreganos could use a little more space. And my rosemary down there is just like so small, but I don't know, these aren't that close. It's more a shade issue, but yeah, my herbs are in a partly shaded area, so some of them are taking their time. Speaking of time, looking pretty good over here. And sage, I had some sage tea last night, very relaxing, I love it. Chamomile, which I learned I'm allergic to chamomile tea, so I don't drink it anymore, but you know, anyone who wants some chamomile, I've got it. Plus it's just cute and beautiful. And the annual alyssum that the farmer said is self-seeding, so hopefully it'll just keep coming up. And lemon balm, which I haven't started. This is going to be my tea tonight because I love the smell of it, and I've got this whole bushy lemon balm, which is also perennial, so and calendula, which I haven't used yet, but got some ideas. It's supposed to be good for like skincare. So yeah, I put in these mostly perennial herbs for this area because it's just good to have them in the ground, good for the ecosystem, and then when I want things I use them, and if I don't use them, that's okay. They're doing their job just by growing and being green. And the leftover pots from when I had my acorns, which I collected last fall and germinated in the fridge over the winter, and had them in a little greenhouse for a while, but then when I took them out of the greenhouse, the squirrels wasted no time in digging them up. So yeah, that's the update on this little side garden that we added this year. Aunt Monica's willow tree getting bigger. I love it. Love to sit under the shade. I'm gonna stop. Going over into Aunt Mary Regan's side yard. Estelle's so spoiled. She has 2 backyards to run around in. So this garden I didn't fully plant. I'm gonna plant some stuff in the fall for like winter crops, but as you can see, a lot of it is unweeded, and dandelions, which I think I'm gonna use them at some point. So yeah, there's the cucumber from the farmer that, I don't know, cucumbers just don't do great here. I don't know if they're not getting enough sun or there's other reasons, they just grow so slowly. But we did do great with snap peas. Some younger ones back there are just started recently. I think this first batch is gonna be maybe done soon, maybe not, I don't know. It is kind of shaded back here, so maybe they'll just last longer. And so what are you eating? Something green, that's good. Got random milkweeds, tomato cages that we haven't used, and you can't really see the carrots because they're surrounded by weeds, but there's carrots in there. And then some beans in the back that I think we'll be getting beans pretty soon here. And then again, lots of green tomatoes, so look forward to having red tomatoes one of these days. Oh, also this little bed I did pretty much first thing this spring. So some yarrow from the farm and just sedum that will hopefully spread and fill in. Mary's flower garden is always a joy. Various things coming up at various times, including she's got some milkweed back there, and some kind of sunflower. Again, Estelle loves to run over there whenever Mary or John are out or working on the yard. Estelle loves to run and say hi. Our jade plants are out here on the porch for the summer. I'm kind of lonely without all the natives that were here, but they're now happily planted at Neil and Jessica's, so good for them. And sometimes I like to sit out here and work, and Estelle loves to be lounging in the sun or whatever, but the air quality is not great, so we're gonna go back inside for now. And Shaddy's still waiting to burn his pile of stuff because, again, air quality. We definitely don't need more smoke right now, but hopefully summer's not over yet, so there'll be more good times.